Welcome to Mexico and the Cancun International Airport. Purpose of this video is to give you the most up-to-date information on the following. How many laptops are you allowed to bring into Mexico? How many cameras are you allowed to bring into Mexico? And if you have any other questions about drones, computers, cameras, etc., you are going to want to watch this video before you get on the plane to go to Cancun, Mexico and surrounding areas. Let's go. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Cancun International Airport. Here is the latest information from the Cancun Sun article that was just published yesterday regarding laptops, cameras, and drones. I'm going to read it to you starting now. How many laptops and personal devices can you actually bring to Cancun in 2026? It is a tense scenario for every tech-heavy traveler or digital nomad. You land in Cancun, grab your bags, and head towards the exit. You walk past a customs officer, hoping to blend into the crowd. Suddenly, an officer steps in front of you. They didn't stop you because you pushed the button and got a red light. That old system is gone. They stopped you because you were randomly selected. Inside, they find a personal MacBook, your work PC, an iPad, and a Kindle. Next thing you know, you're being asked to pay hundreds of dollars in taxes before you can leave the terminal. For years, this was the constant threat. The Mexican Tax Authority, SAT, has an old rule on the books. Foreign tourists are officially allowed to bring in only one portable computer duty-free. Anything beyond that is subject to a 16 to 19% tax. However, as we head into 2026, the landscape has shifted. Here is a definitive guide to the new invisible customs process, what the rules actually say, and the gentleman's agreement that is saving tourists from fines. The one laptop rule versus the new reality. Technically, the law has not changed. If you check the official SAT website, the passenger franchise still lists one portable computer as the limit. However, enforcement has relaxed significantly. In late 2024, following a massive backlash from travelers and pressure from hotel associations, local authorities reached an agreement with customs officials to stop aggressively fining tourists for personal devices. As we've reported in the breakdown of this major policy shift, agents at Cancun International Airport have been instructed to distinguish between a modern traveler with multiple tools and a smuggler. They recognize that carrying a laptop, a tablet, and a work computer is now standard behavior for millions of tourists visiting the region. So the verdict is, while the law technically says one, the current operating procedure allows for reasonable personal use without the automatic fines of the past. Now, how does this new custom really work? The old red light, green light button is gone. The new system is less about luck and more about risk assessment. The hidden scan. Your checked luggage is scanned by high-tech X-ray machines behind the scenes before it reaches the carousel. If customs sees something suspicious, like commercial quantities of electronics, they will flag your bag or alert an officer to stop you once you retrieve it. The walkout. Once you have your bags, you walk towards the exit. There is no button to push. The stop. Officials are stationed at the exit watching the crowd. They rely on visual profiling. If you have an unusual amount of luggage, large boxes, or simply look nervous, they will pull you aside for a manual inspection. This flow is designed to speed up arrivals, working in tandem with the new automated e-gates to clear the terminal faster. The danger zones, what will get you flagged? While they have relaxed on laptops, if you get pulled over for a random check, these items can still cause problems if you don't know the math. Number one is the drones, the rule of two. The rule allows for 2 cameras or video recording devices. A drone counts for 1. So the fix is, ensure your drone is one of your 2 cameras. As we warned in our list of items that can get you flagged by customs, counting correctly is the only way to avoid the fine. The trap. If you bring in a DSLR camera, a GoPro, and a drone, you have 3 devices. You are 1 over the limit. You will be taxed 19% on the value of the 3rd item. Now here's the advice for digital nomads. Cancun and Playa del Carmen are massive hubs for remote workers. If you are coming down for a month, you likely have a heavy tech bag. Ditch the boxes. Never travel with electronics in their original retail packaging. This screams resale. Be honest. If an officer stops you, explain calmly that you are a remote worker. The region is actively courting this demographic, and as we noted in our guide for digital nomads, identifying yourself as a long-stay worker can often de-escalate a tax situation. Now the bottom line is, in 2026, the one laptop nightmare is largely fading away. The new customs process is faster and smarter. You can safely bring your work and personal devices without fear of extortion, provided you aren't packing a store's worth of inventory. As I finish reading this article and as I walk through the Cancun International Airport, just coming through customs and immigration, let's give a brief summation of what this article is actually saying and read between the lines. Legally, it says you are allowed 1 laptop if you are entering the country, and if you have any more than that, you have to pay a 16 to 19% tax on that. They seem to be softening on asking you to pay for the tax for that 2nd laptop. If you say you are a remote worker and you have 1 laptop for work, you have 1 for personal use, it seems like they're going to let you go and not charge you the extra 16 to 19% tax. You can also talk to them, tell them your situation, and most likely they will let you through. Also, if you have a drone, that counts as 1 of your 2 allowed cameras. You are only allowed 2. And if you have a drone, that counts as 1 of your cameras. So as we read between the lines, it seems that you are allowed to bring in more than 1 laptop. And I've been fighting with people online for the last 2 years about this, but legally you are only allowed 1 laptop, but they seem to be softening on that. I want to say thanks for walking along with me. I'm going to say ciao for now from Cancun International Airport.